Get more value
It's
for
not
your
just
money when you
iced tea,
activate
and
your
it's not
Digicel Prime
quality.
bundle. More
But who said
choices
we
for what you
couldn't be?
want.
It's not just iced tea, and it's not cold tea. But who said we couldn't be in the middle? We are Mother Becky Quenchers, a herbal iced tea. It's a different and innovative take on using traditional herbs for tea. It's a home.
Get more value for your money when you activate your Digicel Prime bundle. More choices for what you want at low prices. More talk time on the most reliable network. More any-use data for whatever you're into searching and sharing. And dedicated data for more new apps to stream your music, shows, and live sports. Activate a Digicel Prime bundle of your choice in the My Digicel app today and save more. Digicel, better connected.
Be in orbit.
Hey guys, welcome. Good morning to Sip and Chat with me, Azem, and of course Jade, Gwenny, Anita, CPL, Martha Stewart, think it's Beyonce Johnson, right here at the Sugar Factory. Good morning to the sippers. Good morning to the guys in the back in the King Club. Kingsters, big up yourself. Looking forward to an interesting Wednesday. Today's Wednesday? Yes, okay, making sure. Oh, I'm there. Vibes. Well, I'm hoping you guys are having a great day so far. And if you're not, well, we're going to try and fix that. But Jade, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
We could work with okay, you know. Okay is workable. Like, we got something to work with the okay.
Yeah.
How were you doing yesterday?
Went fine. I just went home and tried some new software. I slept. I took a nap.
You want to tell me what software is? I'm interested.
Midjourney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How you been liking it? I've used it before.
I like it. It's interesting.
Yeah. AI art is interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out that world before I end up on as a button man, like, and then somebody take over my life. Because that's the world we're going on. So.
Yeah.
I got to keep up.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff. She don't listen to this, so I can say. The other day, I wish a friend of mine, happy birthday. I just went on bad and said, hey, write a birthday message for a very close friend of mine.
The friend, that's.
And then I edited it though. I didn't do it wholesale. But there's something you just need a little start, a little inspiration.
That is true. I agree.
Yeah, I didn't want to just write happy birthday. And then sometimes you just creative juices ain't flowing.
Yes, and that's why we need technology, and it's so helpful. However, we just have to use it for the correct things.
Well, man, I feel like even the things that are admirable, it kind of dumbing us down. It making us. My thing is right. Like, we can use technology to supplement, but one, we can't forget how to do like certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm talking particularly when it comes to communicating and art, right? So, because those things, like, I could use a computer to do a math equation. Those things are based on principle, won't ever change. Things that should be personal, things that should be, where I should be able to identify who you are based on what it is that is presented. So I could tell you, no, she ain't like that, yo. Because I know how you speak, I know how you think.
That is true. That is true.
Like, yeah, so things like that, art, which should be about communicating a message, about invoking emotion. Like, I think we can't afford to, like, to completely take the human element out of it.
Yeah, that would be too much. We have to still. I mean, we understand that it helps sometimes because as a creative, sometimes your creative juices just not.
You gotta block.
They're not doing what they're supposed to do that day. But yeah, we can take the personal touch out of that because that's an art in itself. And if we just study and decide we can just use technology to just do every little thing, who we gonna become?
Like, there's this whole thing that's going on right now with, like, the AI rappers, right?
Listen, as an artist, as a musical artist, that's wild. I'm not gonna lie.
It's wild. I think it has potential to be helpful to musicians and creatives, but it also then presents the opportunity for people to get exploited, even after death. Like, I remember. Okay, so right now one of the things going on is with Timbaland, the producer, and he always used to say he regrets not getting a Biggie verse on one of his beats.
And then he said that he could do it, and everybody was like, "Sir."
So now he released a Biggie verse on one of his beats.
He released? I thought he just said
well,
it.
no, yeah, but when I say release, I mean it's out. It's not like.
Oh.
Yeah, so I listened to the verse and thing, and yeah, so I don't think he didn't monetize it or anything. But what made it even crazier was he just announced that he's doing this app that allows you to take, like, deceased artists.
No, that's not what he's doing.
Jade.
That's not what he's doing, Azem. Why are you lying on that, man?
Jade, deceased artists, and you could make, like, verses and beats and stuff without using AI.
Why?
Now, the thing that makes this particularly interesting to me is when people were taking a layer verses, unreleased layer verses, and putting them on, like, this, they call these albums that come out after they died and so. He was up in arms, eh?
Nah.
Like, he was.
Nah.
He was one of them who, like, he was livid.
So now he's even going further, and
I guess in his mind it's like, well, it's not actually the person.
No, that's not how it works, sir. That's that is very creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all need to stop playing with dead people.
It's corny.
Yeah, like they died. Why y'all want to keep using that grief and nostalgia to sell money? That is weird. Y'all are weird. Why you using somebody's death to sell records?
I don't know if they're using the death. I think they're using the popularity and the
yes, but the popularity, right? Yes, they could be talented, and they were very talented. But it was even worse because they died. Look how every time somebody dies, the stream just shoot up.
Well, yeah, that's how it goes because you're reminiscing on the person.
That's my point, and I feel like that's what you're using to sell records as well. Because what is the why?
I agree. It's kind of corny.
No.
And then things. So yeah, what is happening? Because I know this is something that has been. Some people have taken this step. Is that people are beginning to trademark their voice. Right. So there's people who are now trying to trademark their unique voice, so that anything that is that mimics their voice and their intonation and that kind of stuff, they have some rights over to either make them cease or...
So even your voice is safe now? Well, I mean, it never been safe.
No, it's been safe to a point because it was prior to... At one point, you could say anything and if you're not there to hear it, then it didn't exist. Then we started recording voices And then you were able, like, yeah, things that you said were able to exist past the moment that you said it, outside of the minds of people who heard it. And then now it's to a point where we could make something that sounds like you said it.
Y'all don't know how dangerous that is. This kind of like one of them things that could cause a whole world war, like, because world wars have been caused far over less. So if you decide to take some world leader's voice and deepfake, because you could even make them look like they're saying it as well.
Jade, forget that, dear Jade. Let's bring this home. Let's bring this home. You call up the school one day and your son goes and tell Jade and teacher, hey, I have to come and pick up Jade at 3 o'clock because he has a dentist appointment.
Oh, my mother's.
I can send my friend for him, G.I. Joe, right? So G.I. Joe show up at the school, take your child and gone.
Well, go to the most extreme.
That's not the most extreme. That's the thing about it.
Like,
your extreme feel more extreme than mine. Like deep faking a world leader to start a world war.
That's real bad for you.
Yeah, but
I think that one touch because like I have a little son. And you said
that's what I mean.
What would you use, bitch?
To bring it home, Jade. But that's what people are gonna be able to do. And bear in mind, have you ever been on one of the voice AIs? So I've used it, right? I've used it, right?
So
you know all you need.
Evil genius.
No, you know all you need to do. You know all its system requires. Just 1 whole minute of speech. Jade, we have multiple hours.
Lord.
Anybody could deep fake you right now. Anybody could. All you got to do is upload a minute of speech from the person.
Listen, this is where you're going to stop though. You're going to stop antagonizing the wrong people. I don't know who the people are mean. You're going to stop antagonizing the people. Because you ain't going to make...
Who the hackers? Many hackers go there.
You know what I mean? Next thing you know...
Anytime any of the politicians come and say, hey, see this, I say, I believe that there. You know, going on with these voice AI. You believe that there? But come on, bro. Come on. That wasn't me.
That's the excuse you're going to use. And you tell them that's the excuse you're going to use.
That wasn't me.
Wow. Wow.
But also, that becomes another thing too, because now somebody could actually say something and then go and say, I didn't say that.
Okay.
That wasn't me.
So
anybody heard me say that? You have any witnesses that said that was me say that?
I get creative with this thing, I love it. One step closer to just ending all of this.
Be careful out there. Be careful out there. This is actually worse than people screenshotting your private messages. Yeah? That's a big pet peeve of mine, Jade.
Yeah.
When people screenshot your private messages, particularly for malicious reasonings.
Now you got to use one view and stuff.
Disappearing messages, 0.5 seconds after being seen, delete.
This is the extreme they have to go to just to talk to people now. Because y'all don't know how to behave.
We live in a mad, sick world. Eh?
Very much so. If you sit down and think about the weird, wild things happening daily, I am so shocked as him.
Jade, you understand that we have a bunch of young children, between the ages of 6 months and like 3 and so, who are now learning about the world around them. Most of these children could identify an elephant, but have no idea what donkeys. I thought about it this morning, Jade.
Why?
I don't know. It just came to mind.
What the hell?
Because all the books they read having dogs and cats, everybody can say that.
So you're saying there's
and then the next thing that they're going to see is like an elephant. Elephant always, but you could go down the road and see a donkey, but if they pass and you say, what is that, they have no idea. But if it was an elephant, they could point out the elephant.
You're saying the Caribbean books need to get a little more realistic?
I say we barely have any Caribbean books.
Yeah, that's true.
We really need to start providing our children with material that sensitizes them to our culture and our surroundings.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
I don't mind if they say a deer, because they might go up in Insula and so on.
Yeah. They might be going beach and, something.
But elephant, the hippopotamus, they're no better than
giraffe and so.
A monkey.
No, they don't know the monkey, man. It's the donkey. It's the donkey. They really don't know. They're not monkeys. Monkeys in every box.
Yeah.
Donkeys, wow, they have terrible PR by. Really.
Yeah, donkey them in.
They're doing it. It's only in Nevis, the popular.
They got step up, but they don't even know if the children in Nevis know what them they be.
No man, they must know.
They might call them zebras. they might call them grey zebras.
Aggressive was you sure.
Cause they're learning the colours too. They're learning the colours. So then say, Mommy look like grey zebra.
You're so unserious, right?
But that's the world we live in, Jade.
No, it's true.
That's the world
It's
we live
true.
in. People out here typing everything to everybody and then go school and learn cursive. Like, that's the world we live in, Jade. That's the world we live in. Like, some things just don't make sense.
Listen, in everything there's some kind of madness. In everything there's some type of madness. Like even the video that I sent you yesterday.
Bye, hey. There was so much things happening in that video there, right?
Bye. It was busy.
I could have sworn the first part of the video that parliamentarian was going to drop down you.
But-
What she was talking like that?
But
She was high?
I was trying to get to I was literally interested in her point. I've to cut it off before.
I was like, this is the direction she's taking this. I really thought, I was just laughing at the direction she was taking the actual argument. Eh?
I wanted to hear.
I was like,
I need to go back and look.
this is how she approaching this topic.
Cause-
It seems as though, okay, so you tell people what went on.
So there was, oh dear. There's this video that somebody sent me. I don't know why they choose to send me it, but I know why.
I don't know why, but I know why.
Yes. It makes sense in this world. You understand exactly too.
This timeline is different. Yeah?
Yes. But it was of this government minister, and she was, in parliament, giving a rowdy speech, cheering up the masses. But then it just cut to like this SpongeBob edit. And then
Few moments later.
hands. Hands and cheers.
Well, what going on with these? Okay.
I
So firstly, she was talking out. It seemed as though there was some legislation being introduced into the Anguillan Parliament to address issues of domestic violence and something else, right? So yeah, so she's talking about the fact. I don't even know if it was literally like the same day or
I don't know if
it
it was
happened
the same
before. It does kind of feel like the same day because it seems like she had the same clothes.
she had,
It does look like she
No,
had the same
I
clothes.
might be waiting. Let me,
So anyway,
well, you speak, I'll peep.
right.
I'm going to check again.
So she's speaking about, supporting this type of legislation and the fact legislation, sorry. And speaking about the fact that it is such a huge problem in society and it needs to be addressed. Domestic violence, physical violence, abuse, these types of things. And then, like Jade said, it cuts to what seems to be an altercation between the same parliamentarian and lady.
Wait. Let's scroll back to the same outfit, man.
Same outfit.
Wow.
So literally a few moments later.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't catch that part? Oh, I caught that. I definitely caught that.
Wild. That makes it even worse.
Exactly. So she's now in an altercation with a gentleman, which almost came to blows.
I like your outfit though, Mengale.
Which
That's
almost
nice.
came to blows. Them is Anguilla colors.
Yeah.
The blue and the orange.
It looks really nice.
What did I call that there? Whatever the color be.
Wait, yeah.
But yeah, so that was just insane. Like, she had a masterful use of curse words.
Listen, she creative with it, eh?
Very creative with it.
And I could cuss.
She tried to kill a man at least 8 times.
Boy, watch it. That's how we are going to.
She
That's
tried
a
to
bad
kill-
man, yes, also.
Now, Jade, I'm going to tell you something.
They need a piece in Anguilla.
Yeah. The parliamentarians could get on it too.
Yeah, she needs to be the first. Because, wow.
Well, I don't know how the thing started.
I don't know what provoked
But
all of this.
she was up. Now, the thing for me is this, Jade. I hate seeing altercations between people in general. What I hate even more is seeing altercations between men and women. What I hate even more is seeing altercations between men and women where the women seem to believe, right, that it is going to end well for them if this thing comes to physical blows.
You think, oh dear.
If you guys would like it to be played, it can. But the video has been queued up.
Well, yeah, play the video, the people see part. No, but you can't play the whole video, lad.
No, they can't play the whole video.
You can't get the audio.
Please, tell.
As a matter of fact, leave it. Leave it. Don't even bother play it. Don't even bother play it. Because, like...
Yeah, no, she was being a sailor in a video, by.
But yeah, she was on a level.
That was flying out.
Yeah, so...
But you understand aggression. You understand being upset. I think sometimes aggression does make us delusional.
Jade, obviously, no, the thing about it for me is this, right? Thank God for friends. I think that was actually Kentish Rogers there, you know, who was
Who's that? Oh, that's the...
Kentish, the young
lady.
lady.
Yeah, the young lady.
Yeah. Who was trying to...
Wait! Why are the one of the people that wrap up in this?
Well?
Why are you one of the people...
Wrap up in this
no,
one?
No, I might.
Oh, so that's like a statement based on the thing that happened in the video?
So, because... Who is Leon?
Who? Let me see the name then, since you want to say it out
No,
loud.
I ain't that me want to say it. I tried to figure out
Oh.
if it's the same. Because last night, before I went to bed, I was not minding my business. Well, I was minding my business. I was doing the show, and I came across something from Anguilla, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah. So...
The ministers beef Anguilla having elections soon.
I told you.
You did tell me.
I told you.
I know we're making a lot more sense because I
think things are not height right now.
I've never ever got news from Anguilla. I didn't even know Anguilla does have these things.
Oh yeah, the Anguillans have things. Anguillians, I think, have a very aggressive streak. They're proud people, and like, yeah, they have an aggressive streak in them. I could, yeah, I mean, they actually came here on boats to try and overthrow the government. So.
That's the point. They're trying to overthrow our government.
That wasn't even based in their own island.
Yeah, so they had to travel for that.
Yeah, just mentioned it.
What?
When the chair over.
Yeah, when the chair overthrow, yeah.
Yeah, they had to travel to overthrow. You know how vexed you got to be.
You know how vexed you got to be to come on a boat.
To sail to another country to overthrow it. This is real, like, Vikings behavior, you know?
Yep.
Wow.
But one of the, but
I think this might be related to it.
I'm
gonna find out later.
Yeah. But I was saying that I think that, and the thing that made it interesting for me as well, right, is that there was another gentleman there, another politician, right, and he, as much as they were having some verbal back and forth and so, he never once put himself in a position to escalate. And you know that I always talk about this on the show, you know, Jade, that men understand that there's always the threat of impending violence.
Watch, listen, there's episodes to this, you know?
Yeah, Jade.
We're going to watch them after the show. We're going to report back tomorrow.
Yeah, send me everything. But what I found interesting is what he did is he took out his phone and called the police.
Man, doing this.
Call the police.
There's people for this, you know? I calling them.
Yeah.
That's all.
As a matter of fact, it took him a long time before. He might have actually just finished his meal before he even started dealing with the fellow. Because the fellow, he was just there eating while they're arguing, and then after a while, it became a thing where he's like, okay.
Touch me? Okay, no problem. I got you. I come for you. Quick.
Yeah.
That's all.
So.
Buy it off. Wow. I wonder if she does win. Like, I wonder which one.
Jade,
She's an elected member,
Jade,
right?
let me tell you something, right?
You can imagine how she does campaign?
If she
God.
she had any of that energy while she was giving her speech, Jade. Because I literally thought the purpose of the video was just to show us how sleepy she looked. I was watching it with one of the Kingsters, right? Me and the Kingsters were together. So I said, hey, this girl can pass out. That's what I thought she was like maybe on a perk or something. No, Jade, I'm not even kidding. She was so lackluster and low energy. I was like, but maybe because she know herself, Jade. She know she said they really adding up. She's like, I can't get behind this bill here, but let's say I gotta support it. So let me. Because the woman was just like, yeah, we should say. As a matter of fact, she made a mistake and said celebrate the domestic violence, and she said, oh no, condemn. Domestic violence is bad. We should.
Bye.
I guess we should say that from time to time.
Bye.
That was. I trying to kill nobody 8 times in 30 seconds.
No, she did. She did bye. Bye. I said, well, with this bad man
This
here,
woman used the bad word there as adjectives, pronouns, verbs,
I tell you, she was
onomatopoeias.
The funny thing is, my friends just tell me I just curse too much, right? They never hear this lady.
But she was obviously upset. My thing is...
Obviously, as a...
And like I said, again, one, I think we need to celebrate...
There was also the other...
Celebrate Kentish, who...
Yeah, she tried to de-escalate.
Who defused the situation. I think, had it not been for her intervention, it would have looked very different. So the fella need to thank her. The colleague need to thank her as well.
The man was trying to answer.
The people who own the place need to thank her. And the funny thing, that's the last place I eat when I was in Angola.
For sure, where do you have? It looked like it was lovely.
Coco.
It looks lovely, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah, and right.
So after Parliament,
you go get some lunch. And then for some strange reason.
Somebody
just come and
upset your whole day.
Upset my soul.
Upset your whole day. I remember it happened in passing. Remember the gentleman was picking up lunch, she was going for lunch, and you know. Maybe he's on site with them.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I need some meat to the story. But I have some videos here, so I'm going to check.
And fellas as well, watch you. It is not admirable, right? When you start losing your cool and shouting and stuff after women. Like, yes, they get us angry, they get us upset. But as the saying goes, be the bigger man. Walk away. Don't get roped in. Don't get roped in, guys. Because the truth is, right? Even if you get to the point where you have to defend yourself, you get wrong. You ever see these videos like we are like a woman hitting a man, and everybody like, what's she doing that for? Why she don't stop? What happened? You wanna, they're going, yeah. And as soon as the man just turn around like, no, yeah. Like everybody just run into like the man ain't chop punch, the man ain't not yet, the man just...
Because, yeah.
That just change everything. All the time, nobody's trying to help the fella, you know, the fella, again, he thumping him back. Yeah, you right. Man, bad. From the time the man just even turn around like to say, leave me alone. Hey. No.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep it. We need to start keeping our hands to ourselves. The same things we just tell the kids. Tell your fellow man.
I keep saying, you know, how is it that we have higher expectation for children than we have for like the people who's supposed to be the most responsible among us? I never understood that. You're going to tell your children, don't fight. Fighting is not right. Then we fast forward and you're in Parliament and one man back in a show after the next man. Parliamentarians threatening to kill their constituents.
Yeah, you're trying and so. Parliament must be just get heated. Have we ever had a Parliament that heated?
Yes, Jade.
Who was fighting?
I don't know if we've had a fight,
That's
like a physical fight, but we've had, I think it may have been the Constance Mitchum who might, no, it was it her or was it Zico Motherby? one of these honorable ladies. Take out the mace and run with it. Run with the mace.
Who's responsible?
Who has the video of that? The video must exist somewhere.
Who is responsible?
Somebody need to bring back that video. Come on, these whoever the young the woman is.
Yeah.
Because she might not be as young anymore.
She was passionate.
Yeah, but whoever she is, like she is now highly respected. This isn't going to undermine the level of respect we have for her. So we need this video. We need this video. The video of her running with the men. Somebody on the level.
So it was only women? What happened to the men that was in India acting up?
The men does usually, again, I just tell you, you see the difference between when two men having a discussion and when you see how things different? Because there's always the possibility of impending violence that keeps men civil when they're talking. right?
Only
Until.
Here you mean?
No, until.
It is until.
But the men does have, actually, we've had some serious word thrown.
Yeah, no. Y'all just get creative with them things in Parliament.
Yeah. I love when they start telling one another they're talking nonsense in the very
Political way.
yeah. Right?
Suppose we would allow like
We was.
politicians to be themselves, right, and just speak how they want to speak. It was the Governor General.
It was Marcelo? Who went with the mess? No man, it wasn't Marcelo.
You'd ask for the answer was given to me.
It was Marcelo went with the mess. Mrs. Kondo and Dame Mitchum, I'm sorry, because I thought it was one of the two, yeah?
I love it.
No, but back in them days, you know, as a woman in the boys club, you had to be a little... It's like a very special lady to be able to hold her own in those very male-dominated fields.
I believe you.
So, take out the mace out the mace out the place.
Just in case.
Parliament got to stop because the mace in there. They can't talk.
Wow.
But imagine you're the sergeant at school, you know, because you normally don't have nothing to do. You're just in there getting paid to just relax.
Yes, stand up.
You know, they'd be sitting down.
Oh.
You're just the sergeant at school, you know, relaxing. Or the clerk. You're the clerk just there relaxing, cooling out, like writing down what you got to write down. So next thing you just see one of the parliamentarians come down, take out the mace and go.
That would have been my favorite day at work. That there would have been my favorite day because you can't predict that. You cannot predict that type of entertainment.
Wow, boy, that is crazy.
Wow.
Boy, it is interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah,
I
think
I don't ever want to
wait, we don't have parliament. When is parliament? Yeah, today? Oh, it was yesterday. Thursday. Oh, yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes, I shall be seated. I will be seated to see.
To be watching it?
Yeah.
What the big legislation they're discussing again, they're debating?
Well, there is the one about the smoke.
That's the real reason I'm in Parliament. That's the only bill that came out.
Yeah, so they're discussing the smoking bill tomorrow.
And let's say it's going to be passed.
Yeah, so tune in to see it. You don't want to tune in to see it?
I don't even understand this is a thing, Jade. I don't understand why this is a thing.
Well, you're going to understand tomorrow when you look at it, right?
Smokers gonna smoke.
When you look at it tomorrow and...
Haters gonna hate, smokers gonna smoke.
See?
I don't even want no smoke. So I can stop talking about it.
You gotta be seated, friend.
Well, I mean, hey.
Thank you, Bishop. We got Bishop on the live.
Oh.
He said it was the GG as well.
What did you?
Come
Oh,
on.
it was Marcelo.
Yes.
It was Marcelo. Where is this video?
Maybe you could type it in on YouTube.
No, it ain't gonna be on YouTube. You know who I know who I got to go to find it.
Somebody from ZZ.
Yep.
They're going to have that footage.
But who knows?
Don't do that, please.
Don't
Don't do that.
Don't go down the road, Bailey.
No, let's not do that.
Don't go down the road.
Yeah. The Prime Minister is also supposed to be on freedom today.
Prime Minister on freedom? What are you talking about?
Things.
But the king says, why y'all say the freedom is now? The National News Network of Second News. Oh man, y'all wilding in here. Y'all wilding. Y'all need to relax. Let's talk about something else, see, because
You ain't gonna let nobody cuss me, you know.
people discuss us all the time. People discuss us all the
I
time.
get caught up in all kind of things. I don't see how the world going, you know.
You want me try and get this young lady on the live to hear what her side of the story was?
Yes, please. That would be nice. I would like to know.
Yeah.
I would like to know, honestly.
I mean, probably got to get the beeping machine behind there, but.
Nothing. Maybe that's why she was speaking so slowly.
Oh, just to make sure that nothing comes out.
Nothing slip out. Because sometimes you can get a little... Oh. I know who the bishop is.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get a little rowdy.
That's my cell phone shop.
You here? Love it.
Oh yeah, wilding in this place, yo. Yeah, wilding in this place.
This is why politics are always in style. Politicians are always going politic. We're going to always get something out of, a ministry, a cabinet.
I think I can start to just refer to like politicians as demigods for the rest of my life, and
Why?
I start calling them demigods.
Why?
Yeah, that's what they be.
Well, speaking of politicians.
Yes.
So Dr. Daniel Hodge receives vote of confidence as NRP's political leader. Dr. Bartlett to serve as deputy.
Congratulations.
Remember there was a convention over the weekend? Remember we're in convention season?
Are we?
We are.
Okay.
Did you not notice? There are several conventions coming up.
Dude, some of these political parties quieter than a mouse peen and cotton
Yeah,
in a church.
I wonder why. What's happening here? Well, except, Janelle. Except Janelle. I ain't gonna hush Janelle.
No, but that just mean the planning, Jade. When they come out, they're coming out strong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No, but let me
we should actually have a politician on the show this weekend. I mean, Friday.
And then we got,
Yeah.
we have to bow down and worship him.
Not me.
But I think that one of the things that I don't think is being talked about enough is the fact that in order for democracy to work at its best, and of course it's flawed, we need strong and competent opposition. We need strong and competent opposition. When the previous administration was in, we needed it then. Now that this administration is in, we continue to need it, Jade. I think one of the biggest, let me say, a huge disappointment for me is what is happening in the Nevis Island administration, like in Parliament. Like, you have no leader of the opposition. The opposition seems to be in shambles. It does. And my thing is, and I'm talking about opposition, not in a constitutional or political sense. We just need those voices of not just dissent, but of opposition, like just someone to hold the powers that be accountable. And one of the things is that the population, even if I don't agree with what it is somebody's saying, they should at least carry themselves in a way or be able to exude some level of respect from everybody. So whether or not I'm a Labour, when Labour in opposition, I should respect Labour as the opposition because they carry themselves and operate in a way that demands a certain level of respect. Same thing goes for if it's PLP, Unity, CCM, NRP. And also, if there are other civic groups that function in the same way, then they should, of course, elicit some sort of respect from the population. And so, but that has to be cultivated. That you have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to look as if you know what's going on and you know what you're doing. And it seems as though when I speak to most people aren't really clear as to what's the status with some of these institutions that should be providing that level of pushback and calling for accountability and showing us another way, another side. They don't really know what's happening with these institutions, whether it is political or civic. So I think we're in a mystic position where if we don't have those voices rising up and strengthening that, I think it's even good for the administration to have that as well. because sometimes you just miss things and you don't always, you understand? If a good administration knows how to take the sensible suggestions from the opposition and implement them into whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, because everybody's supposed to be there because they want the best for the country. It don't matter which side you're on.
But as I saying, even if you're just smart, sometimes you could take something what they say and just be like, yeah, of course we're gonna do that. Like,
I thought I got with this.
come on, we're gonna announce that next week. You can't wait. Things take time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not even that. Not even that.
But yeah, it's been crazy because how long ago was the election now?
9 months around.
No, Nevis.
Nevis, it was in December.
Oh yeah, it was. Wow, it was this. Yeah, it's been way too long to not have an opposition or a clear opposition. The office is still closed, right?
There's no leader of the opposition,
Oh,
so
boy.
there can't be an office of the leader.
So how did they fix that then? How did they fix that?
They ain't gonna fix it, Jade. They're not gonna fix it. They're not gonna fix it.
Oh.
It's not gonna get fixed.
Why?
How are we gonna get fixed? Unless the members of the opposition come to some understanding and agreement.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So whether
Well, I would have never thought that it would have gotten here in the first place.
that is true.
So
But things happen. But when do we realize that, okay, well, this has been going on for way too long. We need to do better. We look.
No, Jade. And I keep telling you, this may be the theme for today, where we expect things from children and then we can't even provide it as are expected from the persons who have the most responsibility in our society. It's crazy to me. We keep telling children, literally, you'll go to a grade 5 class and they will put in the groups and they tell the group, okay, from among yourselves, select a leader, guys. And they could figure it out. And we expect them to figure it out, Jade.
Regardless of who ain't speaking in the class, who had it out, who tie gets snatched up. No.
Jade,
Figure it out.
When you're playing basketball on the court, people just figure out who the captains are. When you're picking football to go play, you got 2 captains and you pick your team. I pick a call, who is the best one for them all? Who is that? Give me Jade. The captains does not, like, children to figure it out, Jade. Children to figure it out. Big people can't figure it out. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. How is it that we are able to prioritize things like our own self, like, I don't want to say self-interest, but our egos and things get prioritized over the job that we expected to do, because that's what I see this as.
Maybe we should just ask them.
Jade, everybody, Jade, you could make an argument for anything, you know, Jade. You can make an argument for anything. I mean, that's one of the things I feel really hampers our justice system. The fact that it's not always based on right, wrong, truth, or false, reality or delusion. A lot of times in the courtroom, it comes down who could make the best argument, right? But you could make an argument for anything. Say I asked one party, they could explain why they have their stance. You ask the next party, okay, cool. So you are okay, but look at it now.
No,
We need to figure it out.
Yeah, we do.
What is the compromise? What is the compromise? You know, so
Bye.
it's gonna be interesting. Bye. Nobody even there to run with a mace over there.
It's just one side talking to it. So they do they have, like, I mean, they have to have parliament over there still. So, like, it's just very odd that there's no.
I mean, it's happened before. It's not that it hasn't happened,
I know,
right?
but it just.
For instance, if a party wins all the seats,
Yeah, then yeah.
but usually what happened, they might assign someone to be the leader of the opposition.
At least.
They'd assign somebody, right? I think that has happened before. I don't know if it's happened here. I want to believe it's happened in Nevis before. It's happened before in Nevis, yeah. Where they assign maybe a senator to be the leader of the opposition or something like that. So that's happened. But
Politics.
Opposition is a important part of democracy.
Yeah. And that was the hot word for election, and now look at us now.
Democracy.
Look at us now, boy. Where's the quest for democracy now?
Democracy means certain things to certain people at certain
So,
times.
Obviously, Azem.
Yeah,
Obviously.
democracy is
because-
one of them things. You can make it mean anything.
Yeah, way too quiet. But yeah, conventions coming up at least.
You got any?
Yes.
Vibes.
Yes.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Somebody to hire me, but let me come go to one of our conventions. Why you hire me, but
You don't like what you're saying? Well, from last year. From the conventions that you remember.
The conventions were just wild last year.
They were
wild. Like you
very, very wild, boy. And it's Mark, it's Mark that. After Mark, he went downhill, boy.
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't Mark?
Wasn't bad. Let me ask you a
Who
question.
had the first?
Let me ask you a question. And of course, you don't have to answer, but I'd like it if you do. If you had to choose one person to blame for everything that's been going on right now, we have a couple nominations.
Couple nominations, yes.
So we have the former Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris. We have the now leader of the opposition, Mark Drip Brantley. We have the former Governor General, who might be considered to be one of the people who fought it is.
Yeah.
We have the leader of the People's Action Movement,
We do.
Sean K. Richards.
I mean, you got a lot of contenders over on the
Hey,
side.
well,
What?
I thought you were going to say you have a lot of options. To me, those basically the options that you have at that point. Like, who you would blame?
You forget one person.
Who? Who else on the list?
Lindsay?
Jade?
Me, not me.
They don't blame Jade.
No.
They just blame
They
Jade.
couldn't blame me for this one, bye. I had nothing to do with this one, bye.
Lindsay, man?
Yeah?
Former Minister of Tourism?
And Aviation.
Really?
Because remember, they said all of this stuff from last laugh.
Last.
That has to be one of the...
Shayu.
That has to be one of the contenders, bye. KFC.
It's Lindsay right up, man.
KFC.
Lindsay right up, man.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Last lap, bye.
That's that, bye. I don't know. I feel like around that little space there.
Who's your top two contenders? Who's the top two contenders?
Who is the top to buy? Let me see. Honestly, I think it could be the leaders of both parties over here.
So Sean K. Richards and Timothy Harris?
Buy them to make me my top. Because somewhere between there, something went left by.
Shayu.
Somewhere between there, that relationship broke down.
Oh, bye.
It was crazy.
Well.
We need a book about this. Like, you see how we have a book about when the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas lost to... What's that? What's him? He lost to? Tim?
Then,
No.
you remember we changed 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been any point. So the unity construct.
Yes, but when that book, yeah, we need another one.
There's a book.
Yeah.
There's a book, man, said.
What do you mean?
Which book that is?
From the QC?
Oh, well, okay, well, I guess I don't really see it as just a book about that. But
But
yeah,
ain't a book about that alone.
Yeah, I got you.
But
I got you. Yeah.
the first half was like a lead up to it.
I think we have a bigger thing to discuss. Why is it that in our democracy particular, when I say our talking saying it, our democracy, it's like clockwork that things divulge. It's literally almost every 8 years we go down this weird pattern. Like clockwork.
How much more years we got left? And when he reset,
So I think he would have reset after 2015.
okay.
So when we supposed to have another breakdown.
Last election.
We had 93 was one, 93 is the Battle and Stone, right?
Yeah, Batman.
Wild.
I remember that day, you know.
Come on.
I remember that day, you know. That day was wild, you know, Jade.
I mean, if there's people
That
in
day was
the
wild.
streets storing things.
I remember my grandfather coming picking us up from school like in the middle of the morning, like, hey, what's going on here? Like, hey, what's happening? Like, it literally felt like, as a youngster, it felt like what I imagine it feels like if there's like a civil war. Like if war break out in your country, like it felt like that. Because you don't understand what's going on. Nobody telling you anything, you're small.
Yeah, they want to tell you that.
Like all the parents coming for the children, them like, yeah. I don't know what they was gonna burn down. People was running around back in Stone and people vehicle. But what kind of craziness was going on that day?
I tell you, politics is one thing that always has something crazy happening, you know. And we see it as a normal part of it.
You know the saddest part for me about them things here? I told a friend yesterday, speaking about her particular country, that perhaps, and this is very unfortunate, civil war is probably what is necessary for them to get the changes that they need in the country that they're in. They literally might need to divulge into civil war, right? In order for them to get the type of change that at least she wants to see, right? Constitutional reform to a certain level, power sharing, that kind of thing. When we have situations like we did in 93, right? What you would hope is that these types of scenarios would prompt some sort of deep-seated political change. Not political in terms of which party in power and thing, but in terms of, okay guys, something ain't right with the system because we weren't supposed to get here.
No, we're supposed to be acting like this. But do you think this is the least violent we've been politically? I'm talking about just words, because I know we say a lot, especially with social media.
Like in terms of like actual physical
violence,
unrest.
Yeah.
No, I think we've had we've had good stints of, I would say, relative peacefulness. Labour was in for what, almost 25 years? Yeah, and yeah, so after 93, I think we have relative peace, peacefulness. Again, one of the things I keep saying is that opposition is important, but I don't think opposition always needs to lead to unrest. Right? So, again, having opposition that operates with a certain level of dignity, class, and demands a certain level of respect, not only from the population but also from the people they're opposing. I think that's important. I think when you create a situation, a scenario where even the leaders have to acknowledge the respectability of the opposition, I think we're going in the right direction. I think we're at a place now where it seems as though the key to winning an election, whether in St. Kitts and Nevis, is, and remember I asked Drip about this, is to abuse whoever the Prime Minister be. Like that is part and parcel.
That happening now. This might be the first time that.
But we're not in election mode officially yet. We're not in campaign mode. We're barely hearing anything from any of the opposition. So who it is going to be as the Prime Minister?
That's why I said like this time.
No, and I could tell you like clockwork that will happen.
It won't happen.
No, it's not a matter. I'm not talking about the discussions on the person's policy. So I'm not talking about it that, okay, this person is, if it's decisions that they made, or you criticize somebody's policies, governance, and that's not what I'm talking about. But when it is like, without fail, we are going to hear the D word in the next campaign. It don't matter what happens. Dictator will come up. It don't matter who the Prime Minister is, they are dictators apparently.
I don't think Judas give me dictator vibes.
They all don't give you dictator vibes until they start calling him dictator. In January,
Sure.
the best Prime Minister in the world.
You're right.
By February, dictator. It's like,
What happened to you?
Jade, that's what happened. That's how it goes, like,
thought we were
because
just
that is
friends.
that's part and parcel of how, like, is like part of the playbook. It's like part of the playbook. So Drew can get his taste of that too, whether it is deserved or undeserved, it don't matter. He can get it, right? But I think we really need to recognize that when we have these moments where things divulge, right? We have people marching in the streets. We have people. We had a whole campaign centered around getting rid of them, and them didn't mean the politicians only. That was the funny thing about it for me, you know. There was people were sending around lists of just regular people in positions that they want to get out of there, you know. And don't had a list of who they want to put in.
Yeah, well, you got to go in with a plan.
That's what was going on, Jade. So it's like, how is it that we get here? How is it that every election we have to spend money on court cases, challenges, this and that? We know who win. We know who the opposition leader be. This person here said they had 3 10. This person over here said that they count them taking hours and end because apparently nobody trusts that people could count.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden we forget how to count.
You put them to count them, then don't trust that they're counting correctly.
Like, how is it we'll get to here and then not see changes to avoid it in the future?
Maybe we just like it. We like a little razzle-dazzle anyway. Politics.
Yeah, but razzle-dazzle can always be there, you know. My thing is, if we're serious about developing a country, right? If we're serious about developing a country, when we see the problems, we need to address the problems. For some reason, the problems that exist within our political system, nobody does really study them then.
Sure.
Here we're going in Parliament to talk about. To legalize what been happening since the start of the music festival.
I want to pass a bill about opening Princess Street.
Oh boy.
That should be the next bill.
Oh boy.
To demand whoever closed it to open it.
Yeah, but when we don't see the deep type of reforms that would, when unrest, violence, court cases can't done, when all these things don't spark the changes necessary to avoid them moving forward, then it makes me question whether or not we're actually serious about moving forward, or what it is just a game of musical chairs amongst the political class. That's what it just feel like to me. It's like these people trying to get in, then people trying to get in, and then and what we have is just a game between the 2, 3, 4, however much sides, all trying to get in. So that's just the rules of the game, and the rules will never change. That's what I feel like. Like, it's crazy to me. You and your friend them in the streets. Okay, now you get in, don't change nothing.
Continue.
The same system that was able to produce the dictators.
Don't change it.
Don't change it. But you can go in and apparently not become a dictator.
Yes, because you're different and you're better.
We continually produce systems, candidates that basically what we do is, again, so calling politicians the demigods. So we produce these demigods instead of empowering institutions that hold the politicians accountable, are able to get actual input from people across the political spectrum. If we're going to admit that, hey, the parties play such a big role in our political system, then we need to incorporate them properly. It can't just be, the Constitution don't even mention parties, but then all of a sudden in reality, everything is party versus party. Like, I don't even understand how we're doing that. Like, all of a sudden you go in and we're supposed to act like there's no parties.
No, we could clearly see that there's parties.
Of course. So why is it then that we don't have institutions, boards, statutory bodies that make a concerted effort to receive input from all the parties, if that's what's going on? If you're telling me that the parties obviously represent people with different views, different backgrounds, and we're trying to have a democracy, well, how the democracy stop after election then? Then what we're doing is electing a dictator. So how, like, I don't get it.
Well, we're gonna do it again in the next 2 to 5 years. So
Me?
yeah, man, of course.
Next election I go, man. Next election day, y'all think it hard to find me back. I can be somewhere on a beach, just watching one of the local TV stations and hoping for the best.
No, you got to be here to produce some content.
You can handle it, man.
No, I say what, man?
But yes, Jade, we gotta wait and see.
Do you feel lighter?
Me? I always feel
I feel like you had something on your spirit just now.
No, Jade, you know when I get passionate. This ain't passionate, this is just me talking facts. I actually very cool today. Because we have some very special people in the studio.
We indeed do.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the conversation. I'm in very high spirits. Yes.
Couldn't tell. But
But guys, we appreciate you being here this morning. And of course, like I said, we have some very special people in studio that we're going to talk to, some friends of the show. So stick and stay. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here on the Sugar Factory for more Sip and Chat. We'll be right back.
Get more value for your money when you activate your Digicel Prime bundle. More choices for what you want at low prices. More talk time on the most reliable network. More any-use data for whatever you're into searching and sharing. And dedicated data for more new apps to stream your music, shows, and live sports. Activate a Digicel Prime bundle of your choice in the My Digicel app today and save more. Digicel, better connected.
Hey guys, well, we're actually gonna go a little more before, do a couple articles before our friends join us. Thanks for joining us and sticking around. But Jade, what we have on the lovely agenda there?
well, something very terrible.
Oh boy.
Honestly, it's quite mind-blowing. But it says Guyana officials say fire that killed 19 students may have been maliciously set.
Oh yes, it was Jade. I went to do my research yesterday.
Where you find time to do that?
Yesterday afternoon, Jade.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I have Guyanese friends, people who work like literally in the ministries.
For a very antisocial person, you have a lot of friends, you know.
Yeah, they don't live here. What do you think that tells you?
Oh yeah, like us. It's us is the problem.
No, it's just like I'm probably better with people who I don't have to see regularly and interact with.
I'm scared for me.
Oh boy.
Because you have to see me regularly and interact.
Yeah, but you're good. You're good.
Well, Guyana's acting police commissioner, Clifton Hicken, is assuring the Guyanese public that the outcome of the investigation into Monday's fire that resulted in the death of 19 school children would be made public, even as preliminary indications are that the blaze had been maliciously set.
It was.
Hicken said that the DNA testing will be conducted expeditiously to identify 13 bodies that was charred, while post-mortem has been completed on 6 of the bodies.
Okay, so I don't even think we really spoke about what happened, right? So this is like a more of a follow-up story.
Yeah.
So in Guyana, there was a fire that happened at a dormitory that resulted in the death of 19. 19, sorry. Resulted in the death of 19 children. Right? It's a very, of course, very unfortunate situation. And of course, we want to send out condolences to the families of the deceased, friends, schoolmates, but just the communities there in Guyana that obviously feel this. I think this is something that affects not only just even Guyana, but the region.
Yeah, 19 children.
19 children. Fire.
Fire. That is
No, but at school.
a place where we send them to be safe.
Right? No, I think there might be some context because one of the things that I always find interesting about Guyana is Guyana does feel like it's such a foreign place. Like I don't feel like I go to Jamaica. I understand generally the culture, what's going on, St. Lucia, Grenada, even St. Martin and Martinique, these places. I talk to people from there, I can understand some of when I speak to people from Guyana, it does feel like it's such its own thing. It has such a unique background. It's such a unique set of variables and circumstances that it does feel like it's just foreign to me, right?
Yeah.
So, allegedly, let's say allegedly,
Okay.
what happened was, well, let me first give some context because I don't think a lot of us understand how this works. So in Guyana, because of the size of the country, because of the terrain of the country, traditionally there had been a time where a lot of people, particularly in the interior, the indigenous people, who didn't have access to education, traditional education, right? Because it was just too difficult for them to get. People would have to literally walk and swim and swing on vines and so to get to school. It take them hours. They have to leave home at like 4 in the morning to get to school, and then they're not getting back until 8 in the night, 10 in the night. Little children.
It was difficult.
It was difficult. So one of the ways that the government of Guyana has addressed that issue to make education more accessible to its people is to build these dormitories. So you're able to live at the dorm, particularly during the week, right? So you don't have to make that long travel to get to school, right? So you'd have people, especially like some of these indigenous children and so, who live in the dormitories. Even if you go to like University of Guyana, you could live in a dormitory and stuff like that, right? So that's some context because people could ask me like, why these little children live in a dormitory? And so like, well, you kind of have to understand it.
It's different,
So one of the things also that makes this very interesting is like people how children get born up in a dorm. Like if there's not, the dorms have what they call dorm managers, right? So the dorm managers live at the dorm as well, right? They're responsible for locking up the adult in the whatever.
Yeah, you can't leave them by themselves, of
right.
course.
So one of the things that's being put out is that they lock up the children in the room in the dorm and they couldn't get out and such and such and such. Not necessarily the case. Yes, the dorm managers do lock up. I guess it's a security thing.
Yeah.
And what I believe happens is that the shortfall here is the architecture of the dorms obviously needs some addressing. Now, that being said, just like us, where we have everybody got a grill on the thing, in the Guyana, people got grill on the window too, right? So there's grills on a lot of the dorm windows that make it difficult for them to jump through.
Or anybody to jump through.
There's supposed to be fire escapes and multiple exits. I spoke to somebody who works at their version of public works, who let me know that yes, according to the building codes, there should be for every square footage X amount of exits, right? That doesn't always seem to be the case with the buildings. There's generally no sprinkler systems. There's generally no fire extinguishers, right? There's no fire drills that happen, right? So there's obviously some shortcomings on behalf, and so now I hope that this.
I'm pretty sure they would address them now because of this.
Yeah. But this is the thing that makes this so devastating. It seems as though the malicious actions that is being described in the article allegedly is a young girl, maybe 15, 16, somewhere around there, who was angry because she was being disciplined, who decided to light a fire on the dam. So, bear in mind that she got out there. She's the young lady who allegedly set the fire. She's fine. She's alive.
Oh wow.
And that again is a whole other story because
that's crazy.
I asked the question of what is expected to happen to her, and they were like, "Oh well, she people is some big something or the other."
So,
and people suggesting that she says an apology.
And a what?
Right. But anyway, that's the thing. So here we are. Unfortunately, someone who. Now, initially, when I heard this, from my context, it screams to me, what has to be happening in that dorm? What are the circumstances that would exist where a girl would feel it necessary to light her surroundings on fire, knowing that it's difficult for her to get out? What kind of abuse? Like, that's where my mind goes. But then again, put things in context of Guyana. We're constantly hearing about people self-harming. We're constantly hearing about people lighting things ablaze. We're constantly hearing about people like doing things that in our context and our circumstance just seem extreme.
Very much so.
It is a thing. Guyanese children seem to have a love affair with arson. You're always hearing about it. Now, where does that come from? I don't know. But what I suspect, Jade, because I have friends who is almost like I hear stories about children. You get home from school, your mother take away your cell phone for you to be given back at the end of the day. You're 12 years old. Your cell phone, the mother give you the cell phone so you can reach me if there's a problem. You come home, give me the cell phone.
Yeah.
And instead of just accepting the rules of the house, they go and they cut themselves. So my thing is like, we hearing about somebody drinking Gramazone all the time in Guyana. It's actually, unfortunately, becoming a running joke.
Yeah.
But what I suspect is that Guyanese people our Guyanese society is a very traumatized society.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Jade, we're talking about a people that had the government had death squads to kill their own people. Yeah? Like, so it's a very traumatized society, right? I don't know if every time we hear about somebody doing something is like that particular person is weird, that trauma comes from like, oh, my mother banging me, that's why you're cutting myself. I don't know if that's always the case, right? And it may be the case in some places, but we hear about things like extreme levels of domestic abuse.
I've seen
right
with my own eyes.
In Guyana, like
yeah, and they were Guyanese, no, you're right.
It seems like a very traumatized society, and I think that is generational, right? And so the trauma would come out in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Right? It come out in very dangerous ways. Now, I
Very
don't
much
know
so.
what could have happened in this particular case.
No.
From every indication I'm getting from people who seem to be close to the investigation, there is no history of abuse by the school, the dorm manager, colleagues, nothing like that. It just seems as though there's understandable discipline that was put in place, and as an act of rebellion, she burned down the place.
You think she understood the gravity of what she was doing when she did it?
No, I don't know, Jade. But what I'm realizing is that it seems as though, and I said this earlier this week or last week, young people seem to be lacking simple critical thinking skills.
Yeah, boy.
Like it seems like watch your Jade. Okay, so we're talking about the Guyanese society, culture, and all of that, right? But bear in mind.
No, we just had an incident recently.
No, but I mean even talking about them kind of things. I'm talking about the things that children do without seemingly recognizing the impact.
It's a long list.
Jade, we had children running up and down beer crates and falling off and almost breaking their back. And videotaping it.
We're eating detergent and so.
Eating detergent.
I never in my young life took up no type of soap powder and eat it. That thought never even crossed my mind.
Jade, I see things all the time. Like
They literally have so many challenges on TikTok that killing them.
the challenges don't make sense. So, okay,
None.
forget Guyana, but just Western society on a whole, it seems as though we have a problem with either that our young people are not able to think critically, or that more than anything else, attention is the main currency with which they operate. And so, in order to attain more of that currency, they're willing to put everything else aside, including safety and life.
The health. Like what?
I don't understand what's going on, Jade.
Sometimes I'm literally looking at these videos and you know many times I had to go like, this don't even make sense. But like, why would you do this?
Jade, when we was young, we used to do stupidness.
But our stupidness was not like this.
And a matter of fact, part of the dynamic that existed with our stupidness is that if we recognize the stupidness, we ain't want nobody, no?
No.
We ain't want nobody, no? We definitely want we mother, no? These people putting up...
Taping, as I watch a video
Taping the stupidness.
of this young, you could tell he's a child, right? Walking into people's houses, like just literally, he and his friends walking into people's houses.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay. Jade, let me tell you something. When I was young, people would skip school. People, not me.
Of course not you.
Not me. Come on, I was a model student, Jade.
Yeah.
People would skip school and go hills. Go up in the hills and get lost. But guess what? Nobody up there going live. And even if we could have gone live,
We ain't going live.
we're not going live because
we
the
ain't
whole
want-
point is to not let people know that you went hills.
Yeah.
Some of the craziness that I do when I was in school, and so it's only now I even start talking about it.
Yeah, because you still ain't even sure if you could get in trouble.
I ain't even sure if I could let my father know and my mother know about these things.
Some things, I tell her some things the Al-Qaeda can't get out of me. Not me. Not me.
Waterboarding can't get
Bye. This is going to my grave. And I just willingly out here going live, setting up a camera, burning up our friend.
Yeah, Jade.
Like what?
Yes, people used to go up on the wall of the school and backflip in the sandpit.
Yeah.
Backflip in the sandpit. But guess what? The person who backflipping in the sandpit over and over again is the person who developed the skill to do that, and the rest of us watching him.
Yeah.
Ain't like the rest of us going up on the wall to do it too because, well, he do it and
we know that's hitting.
With that hitting.
That hitting.
He's the flipper. We are the watchers.
We're the audience.
So I don't understand.
It's
Understand the dynamic.
very strange. As in there's this new challenge where you put a plastic bag over your head. You put a plastic bag over your head.
What?
Yeah.
So the challenge is to put a plastic bag over your head.
Burst it open.
So it's not even challenging. It's just dangerous.
I just gain.
Wait, okay, wait, Jade, no, you're not understanding what I'm really at a loss here. Explain to me this challenge.
I did.
So you put a plastic bag over your head and then what?
You bust it open.
Also, you basically seen how long you put.
That's not it either.
So you put it over your head and then it makes it difficult to breathe.
No, that's not why you're challenging yourself. It's because of a song. You're supposed to come out the plastic like a baby. Many for joking.
Why are you saying it? This is a thing for real?
Yes.
I can look for it right
Okay.
now. Right now.
Go ahead.
This cannot be a...
How much you betting?
What name? Barbie challenge?
I don't have any Barbie challenge. But how much you're willing to bet that this is the thing?
Barbie challenge TikTok. Oh no, this is...
No, you're not. That's it. You're going to find that.
Let me see. If I look for a plastic challenge, let's do that.
Plastic bag lotto challenge.
Plastic.
This is what we're doing now. We're putting plastic bag. The things that our parents told us never to put over our heads.
What mean plastic challenge? That's
Yeah.
it? No, this is old one. This is old ones.
I can send you a video.
Yeah,
I just
send me.
passed one just this morning.
I can't because
There was a
I
little
can't
one.
understand this is a thing.
Oh, I know. It's a fire one. Hold on.
I cannot understand. Look, this
It's cause Azem, what is this what is there to understand in this? Look. You thought I was joking.
So like, I saw that video, you know, I just thought it was that young lady being ridiculous.
No.
So there's other people doing that?
Yes.
Hey, you know what's gonna be funny?
Natural selection is
You know what's
real.
gonna be funny? In future generations, when they're looking back and studying what went wrong, right? And the sociologists come out and say, attention. You know, stupid when look. You know, stupid and look that half the population gone because people are just looking attention.
Yeah. That's exactly what going to kill us.
You're all busy worrying about meteorites,
Pandemics.
earthquakes, pandemics.
Not attention going to kill us.
Attention is what killing. Attention is what can take out the human race.
You know how much people get hit by trains because they're trying to go live and move before the train.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Whoa.
That's a
Why, yeah?
challenge. That's a
Why,
challenge
yeah?
too. That's a challenge too.
You
Let down on the tracks and see how close you could let the train come before like cutting you in
Some
half.
of them ain't even some of them ain't even laying down on the track. They literally just peep it. They literally standing on the side and putting their head in the way.
Putting the head in the way of a speeding train.
But I don't I don't know what others are dumb.
But we're teaching cursive in school, Jade.
But
And not critical
common
thinking.
sense. Not common sense at all.
Critical thinking, Jade, ethics,
But
civics.
because who would have thought you had to teach people not to put their head in front of a train?
I keep telling people, you know, we're teaching the wrong things in school for real, Jade.
No, at this point.
People don't understand ethics. They don't even know what ethics mean. Civics, well, who knows what that they mean? No. Nobody knows what that means. But somehow we're supposed to come out and produce
Well-rounded leaders.
leaders who never taught civics and ethics.
No.
Critical thinking, one name so.
By that they don't do you know?
As a matter of fact, why think?
Why think? Just do.
Why think?
Sugar Mass 52.
Why think? Just do. Sugar Mass 52.
Don't make me the winning slogan, you know.
That there, hey, trademark that, Jay.
Bye, watch here. We have something that you hear.
That's the title for today. By why think? Just do. Why? It is insane. But this is such a sad situation, Jade.
Outside is scary, you know, because no, you as somebody who actually tries to do and think critically, you have to deal with people who ain't doing that, you know. You have to go outside and deal with people who you literally do not use their brain.
Jade, I have it so difficult navigating certain spaces because, for instance, I want to believe that if I take time, develop capacity, right? Build up my skill set, work hard,
All the things they tell us to do.
be professional.
Yeah.
But you know how much time I realizing that there ain't a thing to do with whether or not I get a job or not?
No, why? What? It's
Ain't
who you
got a
know.
thing to do.
You know this person? Yeah, okay, I got.
Again, I getting turned on for jobs because they give the job to somebody else because well, they ain't working a while. Maybe there's a reason the person ain't working a while.
Maybe there's a reason they're not getting hired. They shouldn't. And then when things go wrong, who they're calling?
Rose.
Okay, miss you, Rose. I hope she's having a wonderful day.
Yeah, big up Rose one time. The Kings doesn't have a problem here. The Kings. But no, Jade, like we in a weird. I tell you, I believe we jump. I believe I have jumped off the original timeline I was on, and I'm now in an alternate universe.
How many times did I tell as if this has to be a fever dream?
Yeah.
Because daily, I tell you all the things that I read daily.
Things not adding up, Jade.
It is not.
Things not adding up.
And it's getting worse because attention, it is getting worse because of attention. Y'all love attention way more than y'all love your lives.
I just need to get back on my timeline.
Yeah, me too. I feel like you. Yeah. Somewhere we went wrong. Somewhere. I don't know
the
where it
timelines
was.
collide.
And then knock us off, and now we're over here.
Kingsters, what's the guy, the villain from Jonathan Major's character in Marvel? What's his name again? Kane. Yeah. Kane.
What came by Kang?
Kang?
Kang, the conqueror, not Kane.
In King, did they say any movies though?
Kang.
Yeah.
Is Kang there say any movies?
So you don't even know what movie you're watching. Okay.
Is Kang there saying any movie was that?
Kang.
And you call him like
Okay,
King.
maybe I just, yeah, probably. Anyway, Kang, yeah.
You know, if it's me tell you something.
Yeah, of course. But maybe Kang done mess up with timeline and we realize.
Yeah.
By I tell you, it could be worse than that. No? You know what happened? You know what could have happened? You remember when Thanos snapped his finger? Suppose all of us.
The ones who disappeared into a different timeline?
Yeah.
Wow.
So over here different.
Wow. We're just in a different
We just in a
time
different
space,
something.
yeah. Time space, yeah. Different
Something
time
right.
space.
Something right for
Yeah.
sure.
But let me tell you something, like Jade. I am hoping that this unfortunate occurrence in Guyana causes them to not only take a look at the living conditions in the dams and stuff like that, but Lord, man, we need some actions and sustainable action. Again, what does usually happen is something happen, there's a lot of energy behind it, there's things made, and then there's no continuity.
Nope.
Right? It's like, yeah, cool. We put fire extinguishers by every bed, but then nobody go and make sure that they actually
Nobody service them.
Nobody service them and inspect them. There's the kind of things that has happened in the Caribbean. Right? But when I heard this first, it's like a gut punch, Jade. Like I don't like
Kids,
19
man.
children. All they're doing is sleeping, get ready to go to school the next day.
Yeah. And because you were disciplined, you decided, you know what, I'm gonna light everything on fire. Like, how does that thought process work? How do you go from I'm upset to well, I don't even think he went to I'm going to murder everybody. He went to I'm going to burn this town. But I don't think the plan, well, clearly.
Jade, what you have to understand is in these dorms, right? These are indigenous children, and so they're sleeping. Children of different ages.
Yeah.
This is why it's important as well to have fire drills and fire planning. It does feel like a waste of time. It does feel like such a chore. Nobody does take them serious, the fire drills and so.
But they're important.
But when there's a fire, you need to know where to go, what to do, how to operate,
And
because if there's only one exit and you have however much children in a room, how many of them could pass through a door once?
Not only that, these is life skills that we actually should be teaching the kids, because where else they gonna learn them? Where else you gonna learn to do a fire drill if not in school? How many times we hear stories of houses in St. Kitts burning and kids dying because they don't know what to do? Azem, what do you do in a situation like that?
But Jade, let me tell you something, right? What I suspect is that, based on the dynamics of the story that I'm hearing, the saddest part for me might be that it's the youngest children who would have been the ones to not be able to get out, you know? The youngest ones. You know? Because if everybody running to a door, everybody trying to get out, everybody trying to whatever, the young ones are going to have a harder time being able to compete for the space.
And they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do, boy.
Hey, send y'all prayers out, right, to the people of Guyana, to the families, and I think a lot of these might have been actually indigenous people, because where it was is in the interior, so like this might be indigenous children. So you already have very challenged communities and parts of the population. And now you just, in some cases, this might be a whole generation of children just gone.
I saw a lady that she lost her twins, like.
Jesus Christ.
That's insane, right?
But I don't know.
The young lady, boy, she got
a heavy weight to carry.
She in for time, boy.
And let me tell her something, right? Let me tell you something. for those of you, right? For those of you who have children, right? For those of you who have children who are concerned about disciplining your children, let me tell you all something. This thing about letting children live free and do what they want,
Don't do that.
ill-disciplined children become ill-disciplined adolescents and ill-disciplined adults. Now, bear in mind, discipline don't mean bang a picture and box them up in the face.
No, don't do that, please.
Discipline, like physical violence is the only way to discipline people and children or whatever, right? But there must be some sense of discipline. Discipline must be instilled in us.
Yeah.
Without discipline, there's chaos. As a matter of fact, I keep talking about the fact that there's this law, right? I keep talking about the fact that there's this law in the universe that anything that isn't acted upon divulges into chaos. It's the same thing with children. If you don't have that external force working on children, they dissolve into chaos.
Yeah.
So please, do not forego disciplining the children. Please. Like, this is ridiculous now because they're not only gonna hurt themselves. This
They're gonna hurt other
this
people.
young lady is alive, you know. She's alive and well.
I don't know about the well part.
Well, she's alive, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, guys, we're gonna take a break and be right back with more Sip and Chat right here on the Sugar Factory. So stick and stay. Don't go anywhere, guys. We got something very, very important coming up for you. So be right back.
It's not just iced tea and it's not cold tea. But who said we couldn't be in the middle? We are Mother Becky Quenchers, a herbal iced tea. It's a different and innovative take on using traditional herbs for tea. It's a home.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat right here at the Sugar Factory. And as you guys can tell, we have friends of the show right here with us. No strangers to the Sugar Factory now. We have representatives from the Small Business Development Unit right here, and I'll let them introduce themselves to you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brown, Director, SPDC. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Good morning. I am Kyla Gibson-Dorr and the Senior Business Advisor in the Ministry of Small Business and Entrepreneurship.
Awesome. Well, you guys always come and let us know about what is happening for persons who are in small business, and there's always amazing things going on, whether it is workshops, programs, etc. The last time you guys were here, you guys were telling us about your Greenpreneur initiative that we are part of. How has that been going, and what's the update on that?
We have quite an update.
Wow, okay.
There would have been the execution of a cohort, two of them as a matter of fact. We have seen that persons and entrepreneurs would have been taking up the challenge. You guys would have been just talking about challenge. Good challenge. And participating in the programs. So I would allow my colleague, Kyla, to kind of bring you up to speed as to what would have transpired since we've been last year.
All right.
Okay, well, for the Greenpreneur program, which is organized through the Global Green Growth Institute, they have an incubator program. And when we were here the last time, we were advertising the call for the third cohort of the incubator program. But recently we had the graduation of the second cohort. The applicants and the participants of that cohort for St. Kitts, it's for the OECS countries, and St. Kitts had 4 participants in it. Unfortunately, due to health reasons, one couldn't participate in the business plan pitch competition, which allows you to win a grant of $10,000 US. But we had 3 participants in that business pitch competition, and 2 of those participants, they won the grant for $10,000 US each, right?
Oh, wow.
So out of 11 participants who won the grant, St. Kitts had 2 participants who won. And they are Miss William Hutchinson of WZSKN Poultry Pro and Miss Heidi Tyson of Organico 869. Heidi is from Nevis and Wilma is from St. Kitts. So last week we had an end of show program where we celebrated their accomplishments, the winners and the other 2 participants, because they were also able to graduate from the program, even though they didn't win.
Right.
They were able to graduate and, taking all that knowledge and connections that they made there in the program. So we celebrated them last week with a program that we had at Kuna, and it was well appreciated by the participants and the audience because they got to learn more about the program on a whole.
I could imagine. But congratulations to them.
Yes.
I mean, that is what we want to hear. Of course, the program, it's an amazing program for you to be able to build capacity, learn, and of course, with everything that comes with that, networking, the mentorship part of it is amazing. But to hear that we have persons who have even benefited from the grant, it really shows the possibility that you could, really gain not only just knowledge, but actually capital to put into your business from participating in these workshops.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Congratulations to them.
Absolutely, and that is what we've been preaching.
Right.
Literally, well, yeah, I like to say we preach the gospel of entrepreneurship, but we've been basically saying you have to be in it to win it.
Right.
The challenge is to get in, participate. I mean, the benefits are endless.
Wow.
You get all this knowledge, free.
Mm-hmm.
Networking, you get to know other people. Mentors and so on are assigned to you. You may have a mentor from Antigua, Grenada, somewhere. And so the cycle is unbroken because here you are, a little business in St. Kitts on Nevis, and you are exposed to some people in Grenada,
Right.
Antigua, the region.
Right.
They can do serious things for you. Either one of those forces might become a distributor.
Right.
We're preparing people for the export market. I mean, like I said, possibilities.
The possibilities. I mean, even just being able to hear from persons who have knowledge and experience in entrepreneurship, in business, that is incredible. But I understand that there's even a mentorship part to these programs. That in itself, I think, goes understated. Or maybe people don't really even understand how important that is, the whole concept of mentorship in business. Whenever I read books as it relates to business, finance, that is always something that is a common thread. And to have access to that in this way, I think that I don't even know how you could pay for that. And if you had to,
It's very expensive.
if you had to, well, I remember one time I heard in an interview a guy saying like he sat down with Michael Jackson's lawyer. He said, I don't care, I just need to sit down with you. How much it is, man? I said, well, 150,000.
Wow.
And he said, well, no problem. He paid the money. He walk out, I got make millions after this.
Put that on the resume.
You understand? But for you to be able to have access to people in the field, people with experience, and have them be willing to impart that knowledge to you, I think that's priceless. That's priceless, to be honest.
So how's cohort 3 going?
The bad news is that the deadline for registration would have passed.
Right.
Yes.
And so we're hoping that we've been counting that cohort 1 we had 1 winner, cohort 2 we had 2.
Right.
So we're hoping that cohort 3 we have 6.
Yeah. No, we got to multiply now. It's multiplication.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we're hoping that people would have heeded to the call. They're in there somewhere, and we await. But while there's a little bit of news that is, I don't even want to call it bad, but because once people would have registered, that's good news.
Right.
But there is another aspect to the program. I'm going to allow my colleague to say a little bit more on this. But there is something that is called an interest-free loan. And I'll let Mrs. Doe speak to it. But we want people to, or entrepreneurs to start looking at that now. Because that don't come anywhere either, right? So, Mrs. Doe, give us a little bit more on that.
Yes, it's the accelerator interest-free loan, and you have the chance to get access to a loan of up to US $50,000. It's broken down into 2 levels, and you don't have to put up any collateral, right?
Wow.
So it's broken down into 2 levels. It has from 10,000 to 29,000, and then from 30,000 to 50,000. So the 10,000 to the 29,000, you have to be in business for at least a year and be making at least $6,000 for the year. Okay. All right? You have to, it's a green business loan, so you have to have some sort of green application in there in terms of waste management, the circular economy, managing your greenhouse gases, your fuel that you use.
Renewable energy.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe you change to electric instead of gas and all of that. Right? So they have stated that maybe you don't have it in your business at the moment, but in the future you plan to implement these. Yes, you can apply for the loan as well. All right? So you just have to go through the loan application, be clear on what they want, and be clear in your answers towards this. All right? So they said they're looking for circular economy, greenhouse gas reduction, and that sort of thing. You tailor your application to fit these things, right? And they encourage persons to apply. Don't be scared of the application. Just apply. They would, as we had said for the incubator program, apply. Let them decide if you fit. Yes. And they are giving, they're not strict to it. They would adjust accordingly. All right? And for the loan, as we said, it's interest-free. You get 6 years to pay for this loan. Really? The first year, you don't have to pay any monies. And from the second year to the last year, you have to pay 20% of the loan for the year. All right? So I think it's manageable. In the first year, you start saving a little to put towards yes. And it's only 20% of the total loan per year that you have to pay towards, and it's interest-free.
Well, you see, this is what I can understand, right? We had some initiatives that I think were well received here. It was announced that persons had access to a certain amount of funding at reduced interest. And people seem to just run to go try and get that, to run and try and get that. And here we have these opportunities with interest-free. But people supposed to be knocking on y'all door, y'all can't get home at night time because people down there trying to get as much information. Later on the road, you can't drive out your vehicle. When you're hearing about these types of opportunities that exist. Yeah, so,
that is true.
Yeah.
Maybe they're deterred by the green business. But you should do your research. If you're interested in the money, do your research to see how you can apply it to your business. All right?
Or maybe I should have like a little Zoom, conference. Something short, explaining these different things to them, because I don't think
what is green.
Yes.
Sometimes just need some direction or some understanding.
Because it almost seems as though no matter what you're into, there is a way to ensure that it's sustainable and falls in line with
a lot of things is green
already.
I mean green. Like we're saying, when you look, I was speaking to an entrepreneur the other day, and when I look at the product, I say, okay, it's a beverage. But when he finished telling me how he could associate his product with green, I just fold my arms.
Right.
Because you're talking about the process you use to manufacture.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it ain't just the end product.
Right.
You know?
Just the way it comes together, it's sustainable and
so allow the powers that be to tell you, well, this one don't work, but you're pushing your point. Get in there. It's like walking into a bank. You spend 3 months before you could get the appointment.
Right.
Then you have to go back 6 times, and they ask you all kind of things that you have to go research. You don't even know them things about yourself. Right. And at the end of the day, you don't get the loan.
Right.
So what's the difference between sitting behind your computer?
But that's the thing.
Fill out an application.
That's the thing that I'm looking at now. It's like the opportunity here. It isn't necessarily any different from the traditional lending institutions. It's just that you have a specific. They're looking at focusing on specific things.
Well, it's different.
And promoting.
It's different. It's better.
Oh, it's better. I got to go to application because I got some things I want to do. So we're going to see if we can make this happen.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
You know, while we're here and we are promoting that, we're saying that we would want to reiterate the Ministry of Small Business and Entrepreneurship is dedicated. It's a ministry to provide support through its business support arm, which is the Small Business Development Center. You know, while we don't know it all, we would never claim to know it all. What we would claim and what we would tell you we would do is to find out. So we want you to come, talk with us, challenge us, and let us do the research to find out how you can really fit into whatever it is you want to do.
But what are some of what is some of the support that you offer to small businesses?
All right. We've been just talking about one, the connection to funding and training and that. We do quite a bit of that in-house as well, the in-house training.
Right.
Because we are...
Just yesterday we had an online training via Zoom for record keeping. I think he had over 45 persons on the call.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so every month we do a training
Correct.
for our entrepreneurs. And besides that, we do our own in-house training session with clients that come to us seeking duty-free concession. So they go through a separate training from the one that we have for the general public.
Because that's the flagship service according to a lot of people. Everybody come and they want duty-free concession. But what we attempt to do, maybe a little bit mobster style, yes. But you want duty-free concession and we want you to be a successful entrepreneur. We want you to run a good business. So here's the deal. I'm doing some training next week. 2 hours, Thursday morning, in the ministry's conference room.
Right.
You have to come.
Right.
Yeah, and so we kind of get the chance to impose some training, for want of a better word.
Right.
Give you a better opportunity to understand the business that you say you're looking to run, you know what I mean?
Right.
Looking for duty-free concession. And so we're willing to support you, but we want you to support yourself.
Right.
Spend a little time understanding the business and so on.
Developing yourself.
And again, you know, the thing about it is that we are happy to prioritize those persons who would have come through, get a little knowledge, get a little training and so on.
Because it shows that you're serious about what you're trying to do.
Well, I work overtime trying to assess the applications and making sure they go off now.
Right.
So
you're doing your part.
I'm doing my part. Yeah, so just do your part.
And I think people just really need to recognize that these options are available and take advantage.
Yeah.
Right? I think sometimes people sit down and it's easy to complain and say, I can't get nothing out there for this, and the truth is, no, it's very, very accessible. You just have to actually act.
You know, as you say that, and I listened to you guys a little earlier, you have to, what do they call that, buy? Patent or whatever. Yeah, you have to make sure you register that thing. Because I'm thinking, why think? Come, let's talk about it.
Right.
Don't even bother think about it.
Yeah.
Come here, let's talk about it.
Right.
You know? and so you're waiting, just do. Right? But we really would want to make sure that persons understand that whatever they're doing, they're not in it alone. You know? You have this support that we just there, willing. As a matter of fact, I sometimes say that maybe sometimes my approach, if I'm not careful, I could get fired, because I am fired up for entrepreneurs when they're looking for stuff and so on.
Right.
We want to, we act more like your lawyer.
Right.
So yes, the government has certain policies, different ministries would have different agendas, we would see things differently, but we out there battling. We're going to battle for you.
Right. Working for the entrepreneur.
That's correct.
All right. And again, I've said this every time we've spoken, that I have personally benefited from what is done at the Small Business Development Unit and Center. So I recognize that there is opportunity. It's not just talk. There are people who are benefiting. We've heard success stories about people who have joined the last cohort of the Greenpreneur Initiative. And so there are avenues for you as somebody who's trying to grow your business, start business, get into business, take it to the next level. to really benefit. So it's just about making sure you take advantage of what is available to you.
And yeah, I agree with everything you said. And for people who's now listening and realizing that these opportunities exist, how do they find you? Can they get more information? Who do they call? Is it a long process to have to go up the clinic and then go down to the police station and stamp all these things? Or they just come and see you?
I'm going to give you this short answer.
Okay.
I'm not good at remembering all the online platforms and so on. So I'm going to let Mrs. Do speak.
Okay, so we are located on Princess Street. We're in the Richard Keynes building, the first floor of it, right? You can also find information on our Facebook page. You can just look for SBDC SKB, and you'll find our page, and you'll find information there. In terms of educating persons on what is a green business, we have information there. We have the video telling you what type of businesses are considered green. And we also have the links to the Greenpreneur website that you can go and find more information on. And also, let me just say, the deadline for the application for the loan is June 8th. The organizers have also stated that on that day, they probably will be doing an information session with persons to let them know all about what the loan is and what type of businesses can apply. June 8th.
June 8th?
Yes, they'll assess to see the applications received and see if they need to do more promotion, more informational sessions to get more persons to apply. So all of that is in the works. And of course, you can always come to us at the ministry or call us at 467-3100 or 1203 or my extension 1460. And you can get further information about the program and about our other services that we offer.
So I think I figured out why a lot of people not realizing these things happening or not getting the information. You realize what street down? It's blocked.
Yeah, then I don't know where we tell about this.
But you know, while I agree with you guys, maybe that's a good marker, you know. The street that used to be by the print with that block off, just go around there.
Come on, Billy Street.
Block off now, you know.
Listen, also the younger people, a lot of these new people, they don't know that was the road. They don't know what the tour was.
Yesterday we were talking about
I agree.
You know how long on the block?
Yeah, they know what the tour was.
Yeah, but hey, anyway, hopefully they get that sort out.
Well, I'm saying on the opposite side.
That's a good idea, Jade.
Yeah, put that sign on the opposite side.
And I can pay you for that, but
But guys, it's always a pleasure when you guys come and hang out. Always great information, and we always appreciate your support. Coming and talking to us here and Sip and Chat, hanging out with us at the Sugar Factory.
Yes.
Any final words before we wrap up?
Well, just to say thank you for having us, and please be sure to check out our Facebook page. We put a lot of information on there. Follow us on our Facebook page. Lord, I sound like a influencer trying to beg people to follow. But if you are a small business and we are the government ministry for small business, you should be following us on our Facebook page to get information, regular information. All right?
All right.
And I would just want to thank you for having us as well, and support what Kyla would have said. You know, sometimes we walk around and tell people, oh, the government ain't doing this and the government ain't doing that. But you know, hey, the government is not the building on Church Street.
Right.
Governmental agencies that would do certain things, and so avail yourself to the opportunities. And I would just want to thank, there's some persons around the region listening to us as well. Some friends of mine as well. I try to do a little marketing and so on as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. A little thing, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, somebody said they didn't see me sipping anything, but we'll work on that for the next time. But yeah, it's just always a pleasure to be here. And like I would always say, people on Trotman, you have to be in it.
Indeed. But thank you guys so much again for coming. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys on the show. And we look forward to hearing about more from you guys. Y'all gonna be seeing me soon. I'm coming for some information, right? And so definitely gonna reach out. But as well, I'm hoping that our sippers take advantage of all these amazing things that you guys have available right there at the Small Business Development Center. It definitely, and of course we're hearing that we're getting a launch of the Small Business Ministry coming up in short order as well.
Yes.
So things happening for you, man. Things going on.
Yeah.
Things going
Well, yes.
Well, yes. I'm told that we are doing the official launch
Oh,
and so on. But remember, we've been
working,
working in the engine room, you know.
Been working.
Yes.
Been working. I gotta attest to that.
Yes.
But guys, appreciate you so much. Thank you, guys. Guys, we're gonna take a short break as we come back and wrap up today's show of Sip and Chat. So stick and stay. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Get more value for your money when you activate your Digicel Prime Bundle. More choices for what you want at low prices. More talk time on the most reliable network. More any-use data for whatever you're into searching and sharing. And dedicated data for more new apps to stream your music, shows, and live sports. Activate a Digicel Prime Bundle of your choice in the My Digicel app today and save more. Digicel, better connected.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat. And yeah, I hear you got free money downtown. I wasting time. Okay. Go in there when we're done.
You better.
Go in there when we're done. I ain't playing them games here.
And we have a correction to make.
Oh yeah, I tell you, you know. So somebody's letting me know that it was actually Jean Brian Kondo, and it heard the name Mace Thief. Mace Thief. No, we could say these things because it's a highly respected woman in society, though, and this will never taint her leg.
I vaguely remember this, you know.
I tell you so, Jade.
I vaguely remember this.
I tell you, that's what I said. It was Marcelo. I didn't think it was Marcelo. I don't think it wasn't Marcelo. It was definitely this is kind of a gangster movements. Can't say nothing. The mace gone. Yeah. Nobody could talk. Everything.
Sometimes you have to do drastic things.
No, the question I have for persons listening is how far she missed. Like she was able to leave government headquarters.
I don't think she even wanted to leave government headquarters. I think she just wanted to leave the room.
Yeah, but you can't leave the woman and just stand up outside.
Why not?
The sergeant at arms probably running after you.
Okay, I know you got to take it from me.
I suppose you bang the man with the miss.
What are we doing?
Oh man, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love
Why
it.
should behave like Assad?
Maybe we should call and talk about that.
Yeah, maybe we should. That would be lovely.
Yeah, Mr. Zico.
Yeah. You know. I want to come over here.
What's happening? I don't even want to know what's happening. I just want to know. I want to know what was going through your mind. Like, is it that it just happened? Like, you were there thinking about it for a while?
Sometimes things just go up in your right head and just by.
Like, when you grab it, you had a plan?
Yeah.
Like,
no, probably not.
what was it? Okay, so what
Alright.
actually happened? You just run out the room, like you ran down 4th Street, you reached down by the bed?
What happened right before that?
She just probably did like something somebody was saying.
Okay, see? Now everybody got to shut up.
Vibes. But hey.
For sure.
We ain't had nobody trying to show after nobody or anything like that.
No, we ain't had that. We just had name calling.
We don't get a lot of crosstalk. The crosstalk does be annoying too because like, you can't even really hear the crosstalk. You just say.
Yeah, because everybody just shouting after each other.
Yeah, we don't get crosstalk. The crosstalk don't be sweet because all them don't be on. So it's like you can't even hear.
You barely hear the rebuttal.
Yeah, so they don't be sweet.
Lock on everything.
They lock on everything and stop the crosstalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have me struggling to hear.
You know, mistaking a bit to hear one side of an argument.
I come here for some quality entertainment.
Lord, not me. That's actually why I stopped watching Parliament. I just used to get fed up at the.
There's none of that happening. There's none of that happening, Courtney.
Jade, you hear me just say we need opposition to turn up the thing?
It's not happening right now. Opposition quiet.
Opposition need to turn up the thing. The leader of the opposition drip.
Busy saving Nevis.
Drip got things to do with the Nevis. Drip work out too. By the government over there in power. Best friends. Let me ask you a question. How that dynamic working now for NRP?
Well, you know, they know.
Like if it is seen, right? If it is seen that CCM and Mag developing a relationship with the Labour Party that working out well, or like.
Well, they can't do
You think NRP feel that way? No, because like.
It's like you
know what that is?
Replacing you.
No, what going on is like you realize that you and your husband got problems, but all of a sudden he and he work wife, happy by.
Just every day, just smiles.
Things great at work.
Yeah.
Things great at
You
work by, but
snap the smiling cheese and when he home he vex. What you could do? What you could do? You gonna post stop it?
that's what this is. I tell you, the journalists, them like when they talk about these things, it's about because they don't have these things in there, Jade. They need these things in there.
I know what
Ghostbusters.
not them. Tell me somebody important.
That'd be something from a long time. Long time.
Yeah. Is that?
So we're only now looking for your people body.
Just like new people in charge.
Management.
Similar with Nevis.
Fair share, anybody know?
Bye.
Anyway, let's move on.
Last before we do.
I wonder it was gonna be Ethiopia. How I wonder it was gonna be Ethiopia. Perhaps okay. All of them? Oh.
So do I? It's not on.
No, this one off. Oh yeah. You just put it on?
Yeah. No. I didn't lock it off. I just took it back and plug it up.
Okay.
You want it?
Okay.
Over to you.
Let's check it and see.
Well, yeah, as I was saying before, you know, I was silenced.
I was silenced.
That's probably Lizzie, that's probably Lizzie, the ghost of Lizzie. She was a killer.
Oh, boy.
Now every time I talk about the British monarchy, something have to be.
Something will happen, yeah?
Not me. Not me. Well, Ethiopia's Prince Alemeyu.
Alemeyu? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Buckingham Palace rejects calls to return royal's body. Strange, but okay. Buckingham Palace has declined a request to return the remains of an Ethiopian prince who came to be buried at Windsor Castle in the 19th century. He was taken to UK aged just 7 and arrived as an orphan after his mother died on the journey.
Yeah, I remember them talking about that.
So Queen Victoria then took an interest in him and arranged for his education and ultimately his burial when he died at aged just 18. But his family wants his remains to be sent back to Ethiopia. We want his remains back as a family and as an Ethiopian because that is not the country he was born in. One of the royal descendants, Fasil Minas, told the BBC.
That's the reason? Because he wasn't born there?
I mean, I would think it's because it's your family.
That's the reason because he's born there?
Yeah, I would feel like...
Maybe there's something lost in translation.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's a reason, but there's a lot of better reasons. Yeah.
But at the same time, Jade, family asking back for the loved one's body.
Just give it to them.
Give it back.
Like, why you do why do you feel like you have more rights to this person?
Maybe not more rights, but I guess remember he would have grown up as a British citizen had it not been for, I guess they would say, the grace of Queen Victoria. Like he would not have received education. He lived there.
That's fine and dandy.
Yeah, under the watch of the British royal family and all of that. So they're basically saying that we were the ones who take care of him when we paid for everything. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure if the shoe was on the other foot, they would have wanted back the family member.
That's normally
and they
how
would
it
have
is.
probably gotten them back too.
That's normally how it is. Unfortunately, yeah, when people ask for the family, you give them back
Give them back the family. So a woman killed 400 cars.
What? 400 a lot of car, yeah? Should we music fest now? That they like car crash go back in the day, right?
What? Who named what?
You never hear about the music fest when everybody come out and at least one of the tires them flat.
Wow.
But yeah, people who remember that they talk about it in the comments. Yeah, the music fest, people come out to the music fest 5 o'clock in the morning by you were one of the lucky ones if only one of your tires them puncture. But let me not say, I don't know who punched them. Let me put it that way. I don't know who punctured them. Nobody come back and say, barely say it was car crash.
Barely say.
I only say car crash because it was a car incident. But I don't know which group of people or individual was responsible for the flat tires. I have no idea.
Convincing.
I really have no idea. I wasn't there, Jade. I wasn't there.
No, you wasn't. If you was there, you would have been a part. You would have been a suspect.
Jade, me? I would have been in the venue watching the music, watching Gregory Isaac or whoever they had that year. Cisco or whoever. That's some crazy acts at music festival.
No, we had music festival. I had some acts.
Yeah.
I'm just a little disappointed that we don't have any R&B or hip hop acts this year, but you know, that's it. You know, hopefully next year we.
The make up for that.
Yeah. But yeah. No, it was not outside of music festival. But a woman keys 400 plus cars at Canada dealership, doing more than 400 plus. You know what I've said?
What? You know how terrible it sounds to scratch a car?
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Becky your teeth chat up, man. And she did 400 plus. Maybe she had a teeth.
Yeah, but she can't hear you. She did.
No one out of the two of them. She caused more than $500,000 in damages.
What?
Azem is 400 plus cars. She keyed all.
Why?
I don't know. Began creative with mischief.
The point of mischief back in there was to not get caught, you know?
No, not these people.
Nobody's supposed to know you do it, you know?
Not these people, why? Well, a middle-aged woman has keyed more than 400 vehicles one by one at two Canadian dealerships over the course of 4 months.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow,
so
she did it.
multiple times, that's it.
What? They said maybe she boyfriend or something only.
No, she just do, she.
This is premeditated kid.
Yeah. Don't think, just do. I tell you.
Don't think, just do by. No, why think? Just do. Crazy. So they literally don't say why this happened?
Well, it says video surveillance released by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police shows the woman wearing glasses, a glove, a beanie, and a surgical mask while meandering through a dealership and scratching the exterior of each car with a tool. The RCMP released 1 minute and 23 seconds of surveillance footage on YouTube. It starts with a clip dated April 7th at around 9:20 p.m. and shows the unidentified woman keying at least 4 Ram pickups. At one point, she even appears to look at the security camera before continuing on her damaging rampage. In video, then it cuts. I think it's supposed to be the video, then cuts to another clip from around 8:24 p.m. the same night, where the same woman appears to be in a different coat that's long, black, and hooded, resembling a cloak. She's a supervillain. She was recorded in what appears to be the front of the dealership, messing with the front doors before keying the blue pickup truck parked out front. But yeah, she just that scratch up the thing, eh?
Wow. For what reason?
Let
Is
me
it
see
that
if
she
they-
just
let me
like
see.
addicted to the sound?
I don't know. Let me see if they're even.
Why is she doing this? Oh, they haven't caught her yet. That's what they
That's
said.
what I'm trying to.
It don't seem like they caught
zoom
the
through.
woman. It don't seem like they've caught the lady.
That is correct. No, they just gave a description of her, and this is just only like a regular white woman.
Mischief done well.
Bye.
Mischief done well.
Bye.
They're not gonna catch me. Bye bye.
But I do have a description of her car, if it is even her car. Probably home laughing maniacally.
Alright, this is crazy. Cause dealership, you know, at least.
Fresh car.
That's crazy. Hey, you guys, be careful out there, please.
Yes.
And please, gain control of your emotions. Control your anger. No outlandish, like, outburst.
Start using that tool you have called critical thinking.
Right, some of them need to develop it.
Okay, develop the tool first and then use it. But it is important. Very much so. Very, very much so.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but the man just wake up and, you know, I'll kiss some care.
That's insane to me, Jade.
Because how else could that conversation go?
I need to see this thing. I don't really want. It didn't matter that I need these people to get caught
You
because
just
I need them
wanna
to. Yeah, because I mean, really need to just know, like, me wanting to just have to pay for you. I don't want to know why you were doing
Why
this.
would you wake up, put on clothes and go to your place to go kick cars at 9:20 in the night?
Wild.
What's happening in your life?
Wild.
We
Wild.
need better hobbies. We need to go outside and touch grass again.
Wild. Wild. But yeah, Jade, we gotta leave. We gotta go. We gotta disembark. You know.
Yeah.
We gotta disappear.
It's that time of the day.
I wanna go. Oh
We're
man.
gonna put that. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
that
that-
song specifically for the band so you can stop singing.
I don't tell them we can come in and drop in some samples in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has to be one.
That
That has to be one.
DJ Terror.
What? We're gonna
Yeah,
have
that one.
No, all of them. I just want to know where we have them.
I think I can say
Oh, no, we can't see the hell for one, bye.
No.
Bye.
We need to invite Spy to show you.
Yeah, bye. That's true.
Yeah, let me get here.
The lawyers don't have to.
Let me get some jigging is going on in here.
Oh boy, but yeah guys, it's been amazing talking to you today and just having you guys join us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, tell your friend, tell your cousin, tell your ex, tell your child father, like tell them all. Tell them all that this is where they need to be listening to in the mornings or whenever they get a chance, because of course remember that you could always go back and look at the show if you do not manage to catch us live, right? So, again, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of what it is that we do here. But alas, it must come to an end.
As all good things.
As all good things. Guys, please remember to spend more time living your content than posting it. That there has become a real problem.
It's your fault, yeah. It's your fault.
Jade, just imagine if I was not saying this daily, what the world would have been like.
I don't think you're gonna worse.
Oh.
And actually, no, you can't.
Oh,
You
yeah.
definitely
Oh,
can.
yes, Jade.
Y'all ain't hit peak yet.
Oh, boy.
I don't even know if y'all have a peak.
Peak madness. Hopefully we are a ways off, Jade. Hopefully we are a ways off.
Bye.
Watch here. If you are a politician, perhaps don't threaten to kill people live on camera.
I don't think she thought she was live. You know, I don't think she was.
It's just a little bit of advice.
Yeah, no. Don't. As a matter of fact, off camera either, don't do it.
Yeah, don't.
Don't do it off camera either. Don't throw cheers.
Men, please, if possible, de-escalate and walk away.
Or do like the fellow politician. Call the police.
Call the police. And women, please stop going range up against men twice the size.
Call the police too.
Call the police.
Problem solved.
Instead of calling them for our children them who having a bad day and they got to put them in prison because there's not enough space in the psych ward, call them for when you're having a little argument with a constituent.
I still can't believe that's a thing.
Like, how are these two things related, Jade?
What the hell?
How is it that the police complaining about this space in the psych ward? How are those two things related? Anyway.
But and they also I think they're more complaining about the lack of space in the prison.
No, they were article where they were complaining about the psych ward. That's why I can't understand. I can't understand. That's why I can't. How are they related? Why is the police complaining about the lack of space in the psych ward? Why they concern the police?
Because it's they got to deal with it, and they have to go put them in the police station.
That's what I'm saying. Something wrong.
That's more of the complaint.
Something wrong.
They were complaining that the psych ward was full, alone, and then they're putting them in some place else. They're complaining because then the police station, no, they got to deal with them. They got to deal with them daily as them.
So the police don't need to. Anyway. I wanna go. Anyway, let's go home, yeah?
Wrap up. I don't want to mission today. I may want to be a part.
Guys, and of course, last but definitely not least, please remember you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. Gonna see you guys tomorrow.